Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 11 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 11. Like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are to cover for the day. So today we'll have a recap on what you did yesterday, day 10, and we'll also talk about count, count A, and count blank. These are what we are going to cover for the day. If you can recall, yesterday you did this course about I think I just want to take you back to what you did this yesterday. Even though there is a network issue which they didn't record the class, but I put the previous recorded class for you of day 11, I think day 10, yeah, of day 10, because it's day 10 yesterday, and I believe you watch it all. That it has to do with self-formatting, rank, mean, and max. Self-formatting, you saw the way you can change the type of data that can be in a particular cell. We have all the general, the text, the currency, and everything. You saw how you can even change the currency to your own currency, which is Naira. I believed you watched the video that I dropped the link in the group. I believed you watched that. So this self-formatting is very essential. And I believe from today, whenever you are given a data, when you ask to customize the table, you are going to customize it based on the data that's inside that table. If it is money, you customize it to be money currency. If it is number, it should be number. If it is text, it should be text, and whatever. That's how it's going to be when it comes to this self-formatting. And also, we talk about, you did talk about rank. Rank has to do with, ranking. That is hierarchy, a position based on the values. You want it maybe to be in ascending order, or you want it to be in descending order. The ascending order is the normal order that we know. The highest is the highest. That's the ascending order. When we talk about the descending order, it means the highest is the smallest. That means the one who got 100 billion is the richest and is the number one. So definitely is the descending order, because he's the one that will take number one position instead of him to take number 100 billion position. So that's the descending order, and also ascending order. You did talk about minimum. Minimum has to do with extracting the minimum value out of the data. If you were asked to find the minimum person or minimum value or minimum data out of the range of a particular data, you can be able to do that. That's what minimum is all about. It just extract the smallest value, that is the minimum value out of the range of a particular numerical data. And maximum is the opposite of the minimum. It returns the it returns the maximum value within the data. That's what it did for you. So that what you did, a short recap on what you discussed yesterday, and I dropped the video for you to watch, which I believed that video will shed more lights to you, and you'll understand more and more about this that that you just discussed yesterday. Believe me, like I told you, it's not something difficult. All you need is time. Give it time, learn it, practice it. Believe me, you understand how it works. The flow, it will keep going, will keep flowing. We're only in our day 2, as you can see, and a lot of people start absconding. And yeah, of course that is, but believe me, you have a lot to cover, and you need to stay tuned so that you'll keep understanding what we are doing. So today we are going to discuss about count A and count blank. Let me explain this for you before I open my Excel to start, the practical with you. You see, count is the function that we used to count the cells that have number in them. Cells that contain number in them. That's what count did for us. So we have range of data. We just want to count the particular cells out of the range of the data that we have that has number in them. That's what count did for us. That's what count did for us. Then count all. Count all is a function we used to count all the cells that has data in them. all the cells that has data in them. In as much as a cell has data in it, it will count it, being it numeric, being it categorical, or you can call it alphabetical, being it character. Even if it is a character, it will count it. Once a cell is not empty, once there is something in a particular cell, count all, or you can see count A. That's the name of the function, but it's count all. It will count everything for you in as much as the cell has something in it. Then count blank only counts the blank cells for you. It will just count the blank cells for you and tell you you have so blank cells. That is, they are empty. These are the number of cells that are empty within the data. So this is what this count blank did for you. And these are the explanation of these three counts. We have counts, count all, and count blank. Like I said, I'll repeat it back again. Count all the cells that contained, that has number in them. Any cell that has number in its count will count it for you. But if the cells has alphabets or character or number, in order for you to count those cells with these three particular, or any cell that are not, that contains something in it, you use count all. Count all the cells that are not empty, while count blank count all the cells that are empty for you. So these are the three counts that we are going to practice today. So let's see how we are going to do it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to let me stop the screen and open my Excel file. Let me share it back again for you. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we are. This is the data we are going to use. So I'm not going to customize the data. I'm not going to do that. I think we're just going to use this data. So don't worry about whatever is going to happen. I think I'm going to use this particular column. That is the rating column. That is the column I'm going to use. So this is the column we are going to use in order for us to get the count. Like I said, to count, let me do it here. Then I will say count A. And also we have count blank. Count blank. So I think let me remove this. Sorry, please. Let me remove this. And also I can remove this revenue. Yeah, I don't need it, so that I will have these people here. So let me have these people here. Let me just bold them. Sorry. What's wrong? I didn't intend to do that. What is wrong? Please, I'm sorry. I don't even know why I thought. It did this for me. So I'm sorry. Now I'm removing this. Like I said, I'm bringing these guys here. I will bold them. That's what I said I will do. So I'll put them in column. I'll definitely put them in column. Let me do it like this. So I think, let me bring this here, bring this guy here. Yeah, so here is okay. So I'll copy this and paste them here. Okay, it's okay here. Okay, so this is the counts. I've already told you what count did. It helped us to count all the cells that contain number, that has number in them. That's what count will help us to count for us. Count all will count all the cells that are not empty for us, while count blank will count all the cells that are blank for us. So let's do this and see. So we are going to say equals to count, open bracket, then we highlight the range. Let me just highlight this range. We highlight the range up till the end. So I'm just I hold control down, control shift down. So it reached 773. That's what we have. So I'll just close my bracket and press enter. So it gives us 630. That's what we have. But take note, we have about 672 records. That's what we have, but we got 630. That is cells that contain numbers in them. Let's count cells that are not kind of empty, in as much as there is something in them. That's the cells we are counting with count A. So count A, open bracket, then I will count it. So count A. So this is count A. We have 659. So by default, you see those with number are 630. Now we have 659. That is about 29 of these cells. 29 of these cells contain something that is not number, but is character or something like that. 29 out of them. I'll show you how to do that. Don't worry. Let's do the count blank. Is just count blank. Just write count blank the way the formula sound. Just control it. I'm sorry, please. Okay, I'm sorry. So now here it is. We have count blank, we have 13, and count A, we have 659, and count we have 630. So let me show you something, and I will talk about something that you need to know. Now, you see, if you look at this rating is supposed to be 1 to 5. That's how rating is. By default, the rating, all the cells here, all the columns under rating supposed to be alphabets. Sorry, please. It's supposed to be numeric. All the cells under it supposed to be numeric. All of them supposed to be numbers. So in as much as there is count A, that means there is something that is not number. There is something that is not number in it. So how are we going to do that? Now it shows by counting all these is a way of learning how to know your data has some discrepancies in it. So let's do something. You see, you already learn how to do, what do we call it? How to do subtraction. You all know all simple arithmetic. So now it means cells with number, that is cells that have numbers in them, are the clean cells. That's what it means by default. So we are going to say cells with numbers, since we did count what do we call it? We did count all the numbers that have cells. So we are going to say cells without number. That's what we are going to count. So we are going to say equals to this particular cells, because it's the highest. We are going to use this since it's the highest. It's going to be our the number that we're going to minus out of it. So we're going to say this count A, that is all the cells that are not empty within this range, minus this. If we press enter, then it will give us 29. That means we have 29 errors under this data. That's number one thing. 29 cells that contain something which is not number. Let's move forward and see if we can find one. You see, ABS. It shows ABS. This ABS is arrow because it doesn't, it's not supposed to be here. It must be number. Even if it is 0, you put 0, but you can't put ABS here. So that means cells that contain something other than number, it can be character. Let me just put something. Let me add something. Let me show you something. If I add character, let me put dash and press enter. It will turn to 30. Do you see it now? So any character, even if it is character, if it is and, if it is star, if it is percentage, if it is L, K, whatever it is, it will be adding. It will be adding out of cells without number. So cells that are not number are 35. But okay, let me just bring it down back to how it is. So we have 29 of them. Now, out of this 29 also, we are going to know how many cells are blank. Since we got the blank cells, how many are blank? Is 13. We have 13 that are blank. So let me just put blank or empty cells. Then we have 13 already, they are empty. We have them, 13 is there, 13 are empty. So that means I'm going to say equals to sum, or I'm going to say this plus this, enter, it gives me 42. It gives me 42. That is total arrow. We can call it arrow cells. Since the cells are empty, we have empty and we have those that contain something other than number. So we have 42. Now we have 42. That is the total arrow cells that we have. They are 42. So now we want to know the clean cells that we have. Now we have 630 that are clean cells. We have 630. Arrow cells are what? 42. So now, by default, the total cells that we have are what? Let's say equals to this plus this. Press enter. It gave us 672. So now let's come down to it. You see, we have 671 here. Sorry. Yeah, we're supposed to have 672, not 671, because it begins with 0 instead of 1. So it's not serial number here, it's just index. So it's being used 0. That's why we have 671, because it must give us this 672. That's the total that we must have. It must give us this 672. So there is something that we are going to do now. Again, we are not yet done. We need to know the percentage of clean data that we have and the percentage of dirty data. So by default, this arrow data is dirty data. This arrow data is dirty data. So I'm going to say percentage of dirty data. Let's start with clean data, percentage of clean data. So now we are going to say equals to this clean cells divided by the total of 672, enter. It's going to give us this, that is over 94%. And we're going to say equals to this 42 divided by this, enter. Then I'm going to make it this. Then it gives us 6%. That's the dirty data that we have out of this particular cell that we just did. Take note, this has to do with a lot of different data that you need to clean. Maybe not only these cells, you are moving to another cell, you are moving to another cell. At the end of everything, you add up everything together. That is, these arrow cells and total of the cell is just for maybe column A, this column B. You add them together, then you get the percentage of the overall data. That is to know the percentage of the clean and dirty data out of the entire data. So this is something that will help you to know that whether you need to clean up the data or you need to get more of the data, because if the percentage of the dirty data is more than 20%, is above 20, 25, 30, then definitely the data is not credible data. It's not reliable data. You can't even work with the data. So you need to maybe ask for another data get rid of the data, ask for resurvey, because the data maybe is doing survey, people collect it, you need to take it back to survey, or you need to report back, because you can't work with the data that 20% of the data is dirty. So definitely they are bound to, you are bound to have errors in your analysis, and you are bound to make a lot of I can say you are going to make decisions that are not supposed to be based on the data, because the data is not kind of reliable, is not valid, and is not uh, accurate data for you to use. So this is something that has to do with this count, count blank, count A, and count, count A and count blank. So when you get it, and the issue after you get it, this is what it will help you to get out of the data that you just clean based on this count. So please, if you have any question, please, you can drop your question. I can respond to it, since we still have like 10 minutes to call it a day. So if you have a question, you can ask. Yeah, please, if you have a question, you can drop it. Let me see. I'll respond to you. If you have a question, you can drop it. I'll respond to you. I hope you watched. I hope you watched that video. No, I'm not sharing data. Some, I'm sorry. Some of my data are real data. Please, I'm sorry. You can create your data. Some of my data are data that I can't share with anybody, please. But I'll share the website that you can go and download public domains data. Please, if I forget someone among the previous participants should remind me. I'll drop the links of the websites for you to go and download free data that you can use. You can go ahead and use that free data wherever you want to use it, please. So I think I can do that for you. I'll drop it so that you can go ahead and find it there. Yeah. So if you have a question, please, you can ask. Sanusi, Sanusi, please drop all the links to me, please. And because I can forget, you just drop the link so that I will post them in the group since we closed the group. Drop all the links since I shared them with you people. Drop it on my so that I will drop them immediately after the class. I'll drop the video link also for you to rewatch those that come that join us late, so that you can see the introduction of this count A, count blank, and count double K. Okay, so I think we can call it a day. I think we can call it a day. So please let's meet tomorrow and continue from where we stop. And it's going to be please keep learning what you are learning. Please, whatever we did, go ahead and do it. I don't want a situation whereby tomorrow's class, next tomorrow's class to confuse you people to kind of where we are heading to. Keep learning all this. Practice it today before you sleep. Understand how it works, and that's all. You are done with it. Then maybe tomorrow, we are going to start if formula tomorrow. That's what I think we are going to do. It's going to be conditional formula. So right from tomorrow, we started going kind of deep. Yeah. So let's see tomorrow. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful dream. Thank you.